Hey guys, Project Nova here again. Oh, shut up, droid. I'm here now with some footage I captured on what I believe to be the last day of the beta, but obviously it wasn't because I'm an idiot. And I only installed it on Sunday, thinking it ended at midnight. But maybe I could have got a bit more footage, but I thought I'd rather not, which I'll explain a little later on why. But at the minute, as you can see, I am level 13, and obviously in the last video I was like level 3, so we've gone up 10 levels. It took a few hours to do, but what I suggest, what some people kind of did was they just kind of like skipped the, the conversations, which is a very fatal mistake I think people will make. This isn't Warcraft where you can just walk around and click accept on every quest. You gotta read into it, if you know what I mean. And what you just seen then, what I just got out of, is a speeder. Now, I'm going to be comparing this a lot to Warcraft.
Off to work then.
Oh, okay, sure. I'm going to be comparing this a little bit to Warcraft in terms of, because everybody knows what Warcraft is, and it's an easy way to explain it. Right, I'll explain. What you just see me get off them was a speeder, right? Now, think how simple this is. That is basically the equivalent of a griffin, of a flight point. That is the equivalent of a flight point. Now, every single one of you who's heard of Warcraft, then there will be a lot of you, you know what a flight point is, therefore you understand what I've just got off then. It's pretty simple, you understand it. But I'm not going to be referring to it in, a kind of way where, oh, this is bad, this is good, you know what I mean? This isn't a comparison video, this is just a bit of gameplay, with a bit of me commentating over the top of it. What I will say though, is that it has been extremely fun playing the Trooper. As you can see, the companion's not the smartest thing I've ever seen. He kind of like walked off somewhere. Where is he? See, the map as well. The quest, it's kind of easy to know where you're going, because there's always a constant marker on your map telling you where to go. And, here's a quest that's not been done yet, here's a quest that you need to do. And I think a good thing that kind of adds to this game is the bonuses from quests. For instance, if you've got to collect a piece of intelligence, say, from an enemy stronghold, there's a bonus quest for, like, kill 20 of them. And sometimes when you've killed 20 of them, I think you'll see in a minute actually, once you've killed 20 of them, it'll pop up with a little droid saying, do you want to kill another 40 of them and get some, some extra loot when you go back and hand it in. Which I think is really good because, see, look, they say bonus eliminated Blacks and Forces. Saying they don't update all the time, but they will update some of the time, which is quite good, because you get a bit of extra loot. Now, again with the skipping the conversation, in Warcraft, when I got to the higher levels, anything really above 50, I basically just ran around clicking on all the quests and just clicking accept. That's all they did was just click, 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 accept, accept, accept. I really didn't give a shit what it was asking me to do. I didn't care where I had to go. I'd just find out. It'd point me in the direction. Well, now it would anyway, because they've kind of updated the quest helping kind of thing. So if they've kind of done what this has done here, all the way around, or whatever you want to call it. But in this, I listen to every word they're saying. I try and get as much information out of them as possible. The cutscenes really do feel like essentially a bit of a dumbed down version of like the Mass Effect and Dragon Age. Obviously because Dragon Age and Mass Effect had a more direct storyline, you was always doing something to, affect your story. In this, you're kind of doing the same. Now it's a bit of spoilers, I don't know if you want to call it spoilers, but being the Trooper is a really fantastic storyline, because obviously each class has its own storyline, and I think the Troopers is fantastic. You're part of this team called Havoc Squad, and they've all basically gone traitors, they've gone to the dark side, to the Separatists, and basically you're the commander of that squad now. And, well, I'm not going to reveal any more, because, number one, there isn't much more than that. There's a lot of things happened in between, but I'm not going to go into details, because it kind of ruins it for a few people. But I've also heard that the Smuggler is a good class storyline. I've heard that. But, you see, the thing is with this is, basically this for me was this gameplay, not the gameplay itself, but me playing this beta, was to decide whether I'd get it or not when it comes to Christmas, because that's when it'll be out. Now, so far in my head, I'm thinking, yes, I'm going to get it. But I'll kind of get to the conclusion in the second part of this video, where there's a bit more gameplay. And I'll tell you why I've decided to essentially get it. But first, we'll talk about... Hang on, what do we talk about? Because this isn't planned, this is just me mumbling, to be honest with you. Mumbling over a bit of gameplay. But yeah, the stories and the way you interact with NPCs, I think I like what they've done. But then again, I like Mass Effect series, and I like the Dragon Age series. I've liked all these things where you can decide what you say to them. It kind of gives you a bit more of a feel, so you know you're controlling and what's going on. So I've always liked that kind of option. But yes, as I was going to say, when I played this beta, I got to level 13, and I looked back and I thought, how long did it take me to get to this level? Oh look, as you can see there, that's the bot with the updated bonuses. Now, yeah, how long did it took me to get to this level 13? It took me, you know, hours and hours. So, do I really, if I bought this game, because obviously in the beta all the characters get white, but do I really want to do all that leveling again? Do I really want to go through all the things I've done before again? Not really, is my answer. I really don't want, because it took hours and hours, and I want, you know, the thing that kept me playing this was the fact that there was always something new coming up, always something different. But if I have to do it again, I will lose interest fast, and I may even regret buying the game. So it got to the point where I thought it ended at, I thought it ended at 12 o'clock on Sunday. I actually thought to myself, you know, for half an hour I'm going to start a Sith, see what's going on there. And basically I started a Sith, and I love it because, I mean, Siths are evil, obviously. You know, the Separatists, evil people. So everything someone asked me, I always just started, you know, being evil and nasty to them. But I thought to myself, well, if I'm not going to pick a trooper if I get this game, then I'm probably going to pick a Sith warrior. Now, I know what you're probably thinking, oh, that's generic, everyone's going to go for a Sith warrior. When that's not actually true, because number one, there's going to be lots of people on the server with a wide variety of classes, so it won't look like there's a majority of one and not the other, but it will kind of look like, because when I was doing this trooper, because all 4 classes, I think, from each side, they all do the same quest. Look, as you can see in front of me, there's a Jedi. Yeah, it looks like a Jedi, that. And she's doing the exact same quest as me, but she's going to be speaking to different people than I am, and she'll speak to them differently. But they're doing the exact same quest, so I thought if I do a Jedi, I'm going to get, you know, the exact same quest as I am as a trooper. But the playing style will be a bit different. So instead of that, I thought, you know what, I'm going to back off the Jedi. I mean, not Jedi, Sith warrior, and I'm not going to play the Sith warrior. If I get the game, I'm probably going to go Sith warrior and have maybe like an alt as the trooper, because I really do like the trooper. Yeah, we're going to have a bit like an alt, so I can level that up as I go along. But this is nearly ending the video now. But in the next video, I'm going to talk about, obviously, the combat, kind of like the way I like to kill them, as you might have probably guessed by now by watching the gameplay. So yeah guys, peace out.